In this exercise, we're going to use number lines to add and subtract fractions. And we'll look at the example first. Find 6/7 minus 4/7. Okay, you start at 6/7. So if you're subtracting using a number line, you're going to start at your first number that you're subtracting right there. Okay, so they start at 6/7. Move 4 spaces to the left to subtract 4/7, and that's what they did. They started at 6/7. They moved 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my first one. 4, and then that's where they ended at is what the answers or the difference is between 6/7 and 4/7. If you count, that is 1. That's 2/7 right there. That'd be 2/7, or 2/7. So wherever the ending point is what it is. So 6/7 minus 4/7 equals 2/7. Okay, we'll go ahead and look at the guided practice. Okay, in 1 and 2, write an equation on the number line. Simplify if possible. Okay, and this right here would be an example of adding on a number line. Number 1, because it's starting at 0 and it's moving to the right, so that means we're adding. So the first one is 1/5 plus, we got 2 more fifths. That's going to equal 3/5. And where you end at on the number line is that's the answer to the equation. On number 2, we see is a subtraction one because we're starting and we're going to the left. So we're starting with 5/6. And by the way, on number 1, we cannot simplify that anymore. There's not a number other than 1 that we could divide 3 and 5 both by. So, and it's got us going back, looks like 1, 2, 2, 6, so that's minus 2, 6. And where it ended at right there is 3/6. And that's our answer. And we can simplify that. Basically, we can simplify it by looking at it, because 3 is half of 6. We know that's equal to a half. But we could also, both numbers will divide by 3. So I could divide that by 3/3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So 1/2. Okay, 3, 6, and 1/2 are our answers for that. Problem number 3, communicate. Okay, in the example above, how is the denominator illustrated on the number line? We'll look at the example again real quick. Okay, and the denominator is basically how many spaces is between 0 and 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces, so that's our denominator. And I wrote it right here. The amount of parts between 0 and 1, and that's what the denominator is. Problem number 4. Okay, draw a number line to represent 3/12 plus 5/12. Simplify the sum if possible. So I'll go and draw my number line. Got to break it down into 12ths. That's 0. This is going to be 1. 12 is an even number, so I can break that in half. That gives me 6 on both sides. 6 is an even number, I can break that in half. That'll give me 3 in each part. So 1, 2, and that's 3. 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 That should be 12 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's going to be my number line that represents my denominator of 12. And since I'm adding, I'm going to start at 0. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 3/12. Plus 5/12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8/12. 8/12. So my first one was 3/12. My next jump represented 5/12, and the sum of that is 8/12. It's asking us to simplify that. And I'm going to skip a step. Normally on 8/12, what we were doing before, we were dividing it by 2, and then after we divide that by 2, we'll find out that that's an even number too. So I'll go ahead and we'll just go ahead and divide it by 4 and see what we come up with. So divide by 4/4. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. And 12 divided by 4 is 3. And I cannot simplify that anymore because I cannot come up with another number besides the 1 that I could divide 2 and 3 both by. So 8/12 is the sum of 3/12 plus 5/12, and that simplifies to 2/3. Okay, I'm going to have you do 5 and 6 on your own. You need to be able to do at least 7 problems and able to still get a good grade, or get a passing grade if you miss 2 problems. So I'm going to leave at least 7 problems for you to work on independently. So I'll end up doing 2 more of these, and these look like maybe a little bit more confusing questions. So we'll work on these together. Okay, it's to draw a picture. Ricky completely filled a bucket to wash his car. After he finished washing the car, 5/8 of the bucket, 5/8 of the water remained in the bucket. Okay, what fraction of the water did Ricky use? Use a number line to show how you found your answer. So we'll do a number line. Okay, it looks like our denominator on this one is 8. 8's a little bit easier. It's an even number, and it breaks down evenly pretty well all the way to unit. That's 1. That's 0. So I can break that in half. Break 8 in half, and that's 4 on each side. Break 4 into half. That puts 2 on each side. Break 2 in half. That should give us 8. Let's check and see if I did that right. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's 8. So read the question one more time. Make sure we get it straight. Ricky completely filled a bucket. I drew my number line backwards. No, that's 0, and this is 1. So he completely filled his bucket right here. That's completely full. Okay, after he finished washing the car, 5/8 of the water remained in the bucket. So 5/8 will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how much water was in the bucket. That's 5/8. Okay, what fraction of the water did Ricky use? Use a number line to show. Use a number line to show how you found your answer. And what we'll do is, this is what he ended up with, so we'll just go and count back up to where the bucket was full at again. So that would be 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. So that means he used 3/8 of the water when he's washing his car. And problem number 11. Extend your thinking. Sarah and Jenny are running a race. Sarah reached the finish line while Jenny stopped 7/9 of the way. Draw a number line that shows where Jenny stopped. What fraction of the race did Jenny still have to finish? So that's 9ths. Since we're starting off with an odd number, I'm just going to go ahead and try to make some even spaces. I'll put my 0 right here. And I'll try to make my spaces evenly, and I'll stop at 9, and that'll be the whole race. So that's 1/9, 2/9, 3/9, 4/9, 5/9, 6/9, 7/9, 8/9, and 9/9, which is 1 whole. So, read the question one more time. Sarah and Jenny are running a race. Sarah reached the finish line. So Sarah got to right here. She got all the way through. Okay, while Jenny stopped 7/9 of the way. So figure out where 7/9 is at. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where Jenny stopped at 7/9. Okay, we drew the number line and it shows where Jenny stopped at. What fraction of the race did Jenny have left to finish? And she has 1 2/9 of the race to finish. And if it asks us to simplify that, that's in its simplest form already, because there's not a number I can use to divide that goes into 2 and 9 evenly, except for 1. And go ahead, we'll work on, no, 13 is one you're going to do on your own. I'll go ahead and highlight that. I've seen a green, some green there, but that's one you're going to do on your own, and that should give you 7 problems that you can work out on your own. That way it allows you to miss 2 problems and still pass the assignments.